if you're gonna do a strat like this, if you're anticipating MK first, what's really important is trying to keep your gold in check, because both of these heroes, Beastmaster and MK, without Brilliance Aura require a lot of mana. Any summon hero or like MK or like any hero like these heroes where it's just extremely mana dependent. They don't have auras and they're just big freaking knights without they're just big knights without abilities. So they always need to be having mana, and without Brilliance Aura you're going to be spending a lot of gold on mana potions and all that good stuff to try and keep them useful. Because as long as they don't have mana, they aren't useful. So it's just important to remember exactly how much stress that is, because TH1000, anyway, TH1000 is going over to harass Moon's expansion. He's going to get his army. He's going to get fucked over because Moon's coming from underneath. So it's like, yeah. TH1000 somehow thinks this is a good idea. I'm not going to knock him for it, but it's not a good idea. He should have just camped his expansion and got his economy going, and it would have made it a lot better. And here comes, TH1000 just like gets owned because it's like peasants just getting G-united from the stampede. GG. Yeah. But yeah, that's the game 1 of this 3-game audio extravaganza. Yeah. Woo. Woo. By the way, my Q&A is included in this extravaganza of audio commentary action. So, yeah, I answered a whole assload of fucking questions that you guys sent me. It's like a 40-minute Q&A, so enjoy that as well. Anyway, this is game 1 of Moon vs. TH1000. The next map is Ternistan, so get that loaded up. I'll see you in the next clip.
Hey, what's up, WCReplays.com? This is Orange doing yet another audio commentary, except this time it's a special one. That's right, I'm doing an audio with Joseki. This is a pretty sweet series. Oh, get the replay pause at the 45-second mark. This is actually like one of the most fantastic series I've seen in a while. Not only because like the games are freaking Gosu, but like because they have such a different approach to how they're going to play this best of three. Well, except like one of the games, but they have such a different approach to how this game is going to be played. Like they play for kind of late game strategies as opposed to early game or mid game pushes, which is awesome. That should be enough time for you guys to get paused at the 45-second mark. Because as I said, this is a huge replay, so let's get it unpaused in 3, 2, 1, unpause. 46, 47, awesome. So yeah, this is basically the early game approach to how this is going to be played. What's going to happen is Moon has already set up to try and creep out the mercenary camp early on, and what he's doing right now is actually a tavern build. And generally on this map, he goes with a Dark Ranger, but part of being a pro player is knowing who you're playing. And in this case, he does know that he is playing the infamous human player. Well, I don't know, infamous, famous, whatever. TH000, who is famous for going Mountain King and sometimes Paladin with the Blood Mage. He is indeed well known for his interesting strategies, which is actually why I like his replays. Hold on, uno momento, I'm going to take a sip of my Coke. I do need my caffeine right now. Lovely. Just trying to get through this audio is going to be caffeine full. Anyways, so yeah, knowing your opponent is one thing, but generally, Moon would be going with a Dark Ranger on this map, just because there's so many small creeps that you can just get so many skeletons and kind of push them. Well, the human player, and it really makes it hard for them to tower push you when you have like 50 skeletons running around. So yeah, I thought I'd point that out, especially because Dark Ranger mixes very well with the Dryads. So, in this game, he is actually going to be going with a different hero choice, and obviously he can tell that he's not going with the Archmage first because he scouted him with the Wisp, which is one of the most important parts of this game, is like the amazing amount of scouting that goes on. And still working for his hero. There we go. So he chooses to go with the Beastmaster, which I thought was an interesting choice. Not often have I seen the Beastmaster being used against a human player, especially one that goes Mountain King. Generally, you'd expect someone to go with, like, I don't know, the Demon Hunter, and then, you know, if they do end up going with the Archmage or whatever, you can just switch to a Tavern Hero and just decide to go with a Dark Ranger, and just kind of cancel your hero. But, you know, sometimes you don't always have that option. So obviously, against the Mountain King, one thing you are guaranteed to lose is a whole bunch of archers, especially early game. So your best bet is to always creep near Moonwells, or at least near your base, because if they bolt you, the one fantastic thing you can do is either select your Moonwell and then right-click your archer, or just, you know, right-click your archer to the Moonwell. Generally, if they're stunned, I'm not sure if this works, but, you know, you should... Your best bet is to actually use the Moonwell to heal your stuff. It's a good habit to get into, because a lot of people will just, like, run up against a Moonwell and then, you know, bash on it a bit, and then when you go to heal your wisps or whatever on the Moonwell, it'll actually, your wisp will start, like, healing the Moonwell. So that's a good thing to do as a human player, is to actually, like, right-click one of the Moonwells and just kind of make it harder for them to really heal stuff. Well, heal wisps in particular. So, obviously, Moon has already scouted with the Wisp, which is now near the mercenary camp, actually. He has scouted the dual barracks footy push, which was also an interesting choice. Generally on this map, it's kind of a push map anyways, so it's not really a bad kind of option. The problem is you don't really have much of an early game hero to be doing it with, which was my problem with this strategy, is Mountain King's not really that much of an early game hero, although impeccable surround right there, like with 5 footies pretty much. That's what happens when you go pro. Anyways, yeah, generally the Mountain King's kind of a late game hero because you focus more on your bolt, and the fact that, like, the higher level of bolt, the more hero kills you're gonna get. So if you kind of get an early game advantage with the Mountain King, it's a really slippery slope as the Night Elf player. Like, it can go downhill really, really fast. Well, with any race for that matter. So Moon has decided to set up, well, not only his Huntress Hall, but, well, you need a Huntress Hall when you're doing your tech anyways, but he's decided to go with dual Huntress AOWs, well, dual AOW Huntress, and the reason being is, well, obviously you want to be able to fend off the push, but I also find it goes better with the Beastmaster than the Archers, just because you have the Quill Beast in the back anyways, which does kind of Archer damage, and the fact that there's, like, a Mountain King on the field means that your Archers are going to get, like, picked off one by one so quickly. It's unbelievable. So, obviously Moon can tell that the human player is going for his infamous no-hero creeping with the Militia. Sorry. Throat kind of got a little clogged. I'm a little sick. Thought y'all should know. But yeah, this is one thing he's really well known for, is actually being able to creep odd areas with no hero and just Militia and kind of, like, expand without you knowing it. So, fortunately for Moon, he's, like, a pro scouting player. So, yeah, that's one thing to keep in mind. He is going to harass it with Huntress and kind of cancel the Expo, but this kind of backfires because he doesn't really have much to save his hero. Like, even 2 Huntress could have taken out that Expo, and instead of, like, 3, or just, like, 1. But instead he's going to kind of get his hero, I guess, murdered, because with a couple nice little bolts there, it kind of makes it hard for you to heal your hero, and obviously he goes down. And at this point of the game, Moon's kind of in a problem, because he is going to lose those Archers, and with the Mountain King around, it's kind of like free experience, and there's no way you can really gain experience, and at this point of the game, you're just kind of trying to delay the inevitable. And for some reason, oh, never mind, the human player decided to go after a Wisp kill, and Moon is actually fairly good at this. He's just, like, waking up the creeps and having them fight in his favor, which is kind of an interesting strategy that he uses fairly often. But generally, as a Night Elf player, when you kind of don't have a hero, best thing to do is kind of stay at your base and kind of try and make sure that they don't do anything sneaky on you, like set up an Expo. You don't really have much to take it down. Human player is going Mass Rifleman. If you have Fog of War off, he is deciding to switch, which is a smart move to do. And Moon's foresight here, that an Expo is going to go up, is pretty sweet, because he is deciding to put up an ancient protector.